What's going on? Okay. So my yeah, the intro I used last video had to get removed. YouTube came strong. Yeah, I knew like if you have a swear word within like the first 30 seconds, yeah, you're in trouble with YouTube. So rap music intros are a bad idea just in general. So anyways, um so basically, I'll be honest, I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, tearing my eyes out. And I'm like, I'd rather just stop because I'm halfway through it. I'll finish it tomorrow probably. For a video for that. I don't know if a live stream or just a video. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Um he wrote it in I understand like the book came out later, but it's about experiences from the 50s. So I'm trying to color it that way, and some of it is nonsense, but I understand why he said it because he was a kid in the 50s, right? Different era, which is a lot of stuff you hear now. It's just like outdated thinking, I think. Like the 60-40 portfolio, that's very outdated thinking. That came from a bygone era, I think. So some people get lost in all the shenanigans and you forget like, okay, when did this idea come out in investing compared to this idea? It does color what you're looking at. So anyways, I'll probably change the thumbnail. I didn't know what to really color. I don't have specific topics. There were some random things to talk about. So I don't have tons of specifics, but this made me laugh so hard because so basically half of America, like from Kansas all the way to Chicago, has been like 0 degrees. I'm lucky I'm in New York. It hasn't been that cold. We've just been on and off snowstorms and hail. But so it's been like 0 degrees in like huge chunk of America. And I don't know if any of you followed, but there's basically just Teslas that are just like dead. Um I have videos right here. Let's see. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. I know you can't hear it. So basically what's happening is lithium batteries have to maintain a temperature. This is part of the reason I think lithium batteries are not the solution for cars. They have to maintain a certain temperature to operate. So extreme cold and extreme heat is really bad for lithium batteries. So in 0 degrees, what they're finding, I bet a lot of these people that bought these things that don't have home chargers didn't know this, that you're going to be using a huge amount of battery power at night just to keep the battery heated so it doesn't damage it. So I was reading that these cars were losing 25 to 40 miles of range a night at zero or sub-zero temperatures in Chicago. So then they would all go to the supercharging stations. Now, I don't even know at that much of a draw, if you're out parked outside, I don't even know if 110 would keep you from losing range. I think 110, if that's how you were charging it, you probably still would be sucking battery juice. So you'd probably need to go to a supercharger. So the story in Chicago, it's probably some other places, they would go to the superchargers. Well, the superchargers were frozen also. So they couldn't get hold of Tesla. And there's just parking lots full of dead cars in Chicago. And I, I've said this before, lithium batteries, have to operate in a certain temperature range. If you drain a lithium battery all the way to zero, you permanently damage it. It's just how it is. You need to keep it. Ideally, you want a lithium battery to operate like let's say 20 to 80%, something in there. You don't want to be fully charged all the time if you can avoid it, but you don't want to be below a certain level. So these cars that are frozen, dead battery, can't get charged, they've permanently damaged their batteries. So how are they going to resell these things? They might have voided the warranty. I wouldn't be surprised if they damage the batteries to the extent they won't work or deteriorated. I don't know if Tesla's going to replace them. They might just be like, oh, your warranty said you're responsible for keeping the battery charged, so this is on you. So I don't know. I bet these people won't be having Teslas next winter. But so can't even imagine of all the shit to worry about in a snowstorm and 0 degree temperature. You got to worry about your dead car. So already your 300-mile range Tesla, you're probably only going to get maybe you're lucky to get half of that in 0-degree temperatures anyways. And now you're losing, in 2-3 nights, you're almost losing the whole battery just to heating it. Yeah, what a wonderful treat for people that are driving these things. Again, I just keep saying, like, I'm not interested in lithium battery cars. I will wait until solid state batteries become a thing, because they're coming, because lithium batteries are not the solution. At some point, solid state batteries will come out, and then I'll think about an EV. Until then, I drive Hondas and they appreciate. I make money when I sell them after driving them a few years. They don't break down. Um, don't have problems with them, and they get me from A to B, and they don't cost a fortune. So, what does it say? I joined. It sounds like we are making bullish points. Massive electric infrastructure. Oh my goodness. How's it feel not to live in tropical climate? I Man, I don't get as cold as like Chicago. That's rough, man. I would not want to live in Chicago. We do not get temperatures that cold here. Faucets on since Friday. Oh my god. I occasionally, because my kitchen water pipes come, because the back of my house is like a basement wall, and then they have like a bump out to give some extra square footage, and then they ran the water pipes up that bump out. So if it gets really, really cold, I've had a few times where my kitchen sink gets frozen. So I have to take a blow dryer to the basement, but it's like once a year it happens. I wish more cars came to the station. It feels cold, Fabio. Oh no. Hey, where's Gil? Oh, Gil's all welcome here. Bullish on South. I mean, I'm moving straight up. As soon as I retire, I'm gonna get in the U-Haul and I'm going south. Like, I used to think I was gonna retire to Maine, but I'll visit Maine. But I'm gonna be south somewhere, definitely. Somewhere between Baltimore and Florida, I think. Hello, Internet Warrior. I see you around. Snow is fun. I mean, yeah, I like snow. Cold weather's fine sometimes. Thought I'd just say that 401ks suck. Oh my god. Oh, look at it, man of the hour. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, I mean, I think we're at like 10 degrees, so it's not that bad. Oh, man. So glorious story. Here's all the dead cars. Oh my goodness. So, and then also I had a picture from Reddit where it was showing in let me see if I can pull up this photo. But in Manhattan, there was like this line of Teslas at the superchargers, and it was like all the way around the block. And it reminded me of like the 70s when they were running out of gas. And I'm like, I would just be so annoyed because I can go into a gas station and I'm out of there in like 5 minutes. For you to tell me I have to go to a charging station and wait like an hour just to get to one and then charge for an hour, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. Like, I can't even understand the torture this would be. Uh, but people apparently want to do it. So that was that. The only other, I just a few things I've noticed. Like, I remember I went on Rio Rabble with Strongman and we were making fun of PayPal, I think. And then this one guy decides to come on and talk a bunch of shit about PayPal, saying it's such a great growth opportunity. He's going to double his money. It's guaranteed to beat the markets, whatever. And I'm just like, just buy a large cap growth ETF. Why are you wasting your time with PayPal? I just think you're wasting your time. So here we are. It got downgraded, and it got downgraded on shit that I already posted. I literally posted about this like a month ago. So these clowns that invest in PayPal, they don't know this stuff. And I barely care about PayPal. I really barely care about it. But I posted, if I go down, I love that one. Where did it go? Here it is. It was a clip from, I think it's like a report someone pays for. So I was only able to snip a piece of it from Reddit. But this was Salesforce customer service numbers. So just the Salesforce. So not the whole world. But they were noting that basically Apple was just taking Apple was just taking PayPal's business in the Salesforce system, taking their freaking lunch money, just like AMD took Intel's lunch money. And you can just see it right here. I posted this a month ago. I'm like, this is what you can run your DCF model all day for PayPal, which I don't even know how you run a DCF on PayPal because their margins are deteriorating. So how are you assuming margins? How are you assuming revenue growth? I mean, I don't know how you're assuming any of these numbers in a linear fashion going forward. They're losing like their core business is getting taken, right? Taken to the woodshed. Apple's taking them on mobile platforms. And the Braintree stuff is why they're losing margin. It's not even their main business. And that's your only hope. It's like whatever. So, the kid wanted to talk a bunch of shit, but here we are today. It gets downgraded as it should. It should be downgraded. So, it's not a growth company, like growth company. You won't what are they projecting? 8, 9% growth? Their core business is floundering. So you have to hope this business they bought, Braintree, works out. They don't really have a great solution to fight Apple on mobile platforms. Gen Zers don't really give a crap. It's a checkout button. So nobody cares about using it or not using it. If it's on the website, so be it. So I don't understand these people that glorify this. And the only thing I think of, you put it in I bet it looks good in DCF model. If you project the growth management's telling you, or you just positive growth at all, it probably looks like a great buy. Depending on your numbers. I would just tell you, if you put trash numbers in it, you're going to get trash numbers out. So here you are floundering with this crappy investment, and you're going to hate me and tell me that I'm a joke. You could just buy a growth like SCHG or QQQ or so. If you want to be a growth person, like why are you wasting your time on PayPal? I don't understand. There's nothing exciting about this company. It's just trash. Don't let this motivate you to go buy more. Please don't. This is speculative, and it's even a crappy. Palantir at least makes sense to me to some degree compared to this. But oh no, a new manager is going to come in. I'm like, is he going to solve Apple taking your freaking business? Apple Pay just crushing you? Is he? Like, what's his plan? Or they're just assuming that he'll fix it, whatever their new management coming in. So the analysts are saying what I said a month ago. So big concerns. But they'll never, because they know it gets the views. So nobody will admit they were wrong about PayPal, even though they were probably buying it at like 200 all the way down. They won't give in because they don't want to admit it. And plus it gets views. So even if they lost money, these YouTubers on the investment, PayPal, the video gets freaking lots of eyeballs. That's all they give a crap about. But you're going to hold the bag, not them, because they'll just go on to another stock and make ad revenue. So you're the one that's going to get crushed if you put 50, 60, 70% of your investment portfolio in PayPal. So I said PayPal is trash a few days ago, and the PayPal, they're going to come out. They always do. I told them a month ago, 2 months, I don't care. It's like, it's garbage. It got downgraded as it should. It's going to go back to $50 probably. They don't even know the business. They just look at the valuation, and I don't even know how they're valuing it. They're probably just looking at the PE and see it's historically low or some other trash, or they're using some DCF they just like found on a website and they don't even know how it works. And they're plugging numbers in, it says buy it. Oh, there you go. Oh, wait, I missed some comments. Jeez. Okay. Any thoughts on Spirit JetBlue rejection? Man, if I had more time, I never thought it was going to go through, honestly. Just the Biden administration does not want to let through anything. And I think they want to fight every merger because they got screwed on the Microsoft merger. They lost. It's kind of embarrassing. So I thought they were going to fight tooth and nail. Man, if I'd thought about it a little more, maybe I would have freaking shorted Spirit. But yeah, I mean, the Biden administration is going to fight every merger out there at this point because there's egg on their face over the ones they've lost. And plus, they don't want Bitcoin ETFs, and they've lost on that in the courts. So they're just getting L's on everything. So any mergers, they're probably going to fight at this point. Oh, let's see what else. Is it PayPal? Yeah, you already said that. Because PayPal Gestapo. people never truly learn. No, I don't understand. Like the digging the heels in is what kills me because I'm like, I don't. It's fascinating, actually. I just like don't understand the digging in your heels and never relenting, even though it's right in your face. This company is not a growth company. So okay, Is it a mature company? Well, it doesn't pay a dividend, so I mean, mature companies you'd at least want a dividend of some type. So like, I don't know what you think PayPal is for people buying it, other than you did like an everything money software and you threw shitty, garbage numbers into it that told you it was a buy, but you never looked at it. You didn't look at what their business is. If you're relying on Braintree, I mean, that's a race to the bottom compared to their branded business. Their branded business is not doing well. Um, I don't know. There's just better opportunities. My cybersecurity investment from last fall is up like 22, 24%. So there's something you're wasting your time on PayPal. There's other things out there that are more interesting. I still think housing is an interesting investment. But I just rather than saying like you're wasting your time on something like that. You have no edge. Everyone in the world has looked at freaking PayPal online. I don't know what kind of edge you think, but I think they should rebrand the whole company and call it Venmo. Because I don't there's like Gen Z does not give a crap about PayPal and the checkout button and we don't have Gen Z doesn't have desktops, which is what PayPal is basically affiliated with. I would just rebrand the whole company and call it Venmo. Just call the whole thing Venmo, devote yourself to that and move on. Maybe there's something at that point, but the story's not changed, so that can't consider that. Um, but they won't relent. They will just say it's the best stock ever forever because they don't want to admit defeat. Is PayPal strictly for buying things online? Like you can't use PayPal. I don't I don't think you can use PayPal for freaking I don't know. I don't want to say no, maybe. I've never seen it being used in that way. Basically, it's just checkout for websites. So um the other thing I'm working on I'm gonna do I don't want to do it's not going to be an ETF. I'm not going to label it as an ETF review, like one of my numbered ones, or maybe I could though. But I'm going to do Gerber after Rich Dad Poor Dad. Um, I'm just looking at it now, and it's just like I like I kind of like Ross Gerber because he's different than me. He thinks about things in ways I don't. So I like to follow him. I followed him a lot during COVID because again I was just sitting home bored. So but I haven't really looked hard at his investment. So we'll look at that coming up. So Gerber Kawasaki, his GK. So it's a very odd ETF product because it's completely actively managed. So there's no debate whether it's passive or active. This thing's as active as it is. It's just them, Ross Gerber, GK picking stocks, right? They do have like a core they have this like silly chart. So they do have like a strategy to invest in things like, you know, animal pet wellness. What else we got? Climate change. What's interesting, I want to look at this more because I have investments based on climate change. And I don't think it's not about fighting climate change. It's more about businesses that will benefit from the fact that climate change is happening, adapting in the world, like Carrier and Tran, right? The world's getting hotter. So, heat pumps, air conditioning, refrigeration that's more efficient will be important part of the world. So I think he probably has a different spin on what climate change is as an investment. But I'm going to look more into this. Um, so yeah, a multi-thematic solution all in one ETF. Like I don't even know why you'd even have this in your portfolio. Like honestly, like I get like ARK. Maybe you just want to have a crazy speculative part of maybe you just want this like high beta ETF that can go crazy and you don't want to have to think about it too much. I can see a place for ARK in your portfolio actually. Like this, I don't understand. Um, and he's like when you buy something like this, like his political beliefs are embedded in this fund, which makes it even more interesting because like it's not just his investment ideas, it's also his political beliefs are embedded in this ETF. So this represents like Ross Gerber himself and all his other platforms. Like you could see here, go to Ross Gerber. Yeah, he brands himself as this climate activist investor guy, which people don't like him too much because he keeps flip flopping on Elon. So, but that'll be coming up. Let's see. Dan, you should look at NCR. No, I think I know what that is. Please use this information to buy more. Jesus Christ. I don't know anyone who uses PayPal. I use PayPal to pay for things like credit card. I know why merchant was happy. Yeah, I mean, it I like, something has a PayPal button or it doesn't. If it doesn't, I just punch in my credit card and move on. It's not a big deal. PayPal is just not the trend now. It's gonna bleed out forever. Mhm. And there was a study I read, and the compound showed it first, one of the compound shows, and they showed like 70% of I think companies that were in the study that hit a peak never got back to that peak. So a lot of people I think have this unrealistic idea that the company was $300. So obviously it was, what was PayPal? What did it peak at? Yeah, $300. So you think now honestly, some of them swear to God might have invested in PayPal because they look at this chart and they say it'll go back to 300 someday. That might be their thesis. And I was like, I mean, there's like the compound talked about the study where it was like 70% of these companies that reached a peak like this never get back to it ever again. So companies can get a peak like this and that's it. That's the best they're ever going to be. And then the rest of the time that that company exists, it's just this, just middling, muddling nothing, right? So we could be in that boat with PayPal. It's very realistically, this is it. It just might go flat sideways. Don't think about bankrupt. We don't need to get like, but if it's just some middling company that goes sideways for years and years, like what are you doing? Like, which merger will be the government rebound when? Well, I mean, the Spirit one looks like that's going to be a win for them. Is there another one? Is there any other big ones right now? Um, I think there's always drug company mergers, but we'll see. I love Ross. Oh my god. He's not your favorite. You lie. It's not fair. What's your favorite? Oh my goodness. Why not active iShares actually? What? I saying you. Communism is his favorite. Yeah, like with Ross Gerber, it's like his political so he will not invest in oil companies. So even if there was a cycle that you'd want to get into oil companies on a downtrend of some type, he won't get into them. Like so they're totally off the table with him. But some of his investments, like I'll get in the video, but like I don't like his weed investment. It's because I work in the government, so the way I envision, like we have a cannabis unit in my department, so I know the guy, or it used to be four, now it's two people, but I don't think cannabis becoming legal is going to be what some of these people think it's going to be in some states. It's going to be different in every state, but a lot of states are not going to let the big companies come in and dominate it. They're going to want small businesses to actually come in, like to take these businesses over, like people that were disenfranchised by the drug wars, small, minority women ownership, stuff like that. They're not going to let the big players just come in and scoop up all the business. That's not how this is going to work. Um, and then on top of that, you really think they're going to let the Canadian weed companies come in? If that angle, they're not going to let the Canadian weed companies come in and take over the businesses if it does become legal, at least in my state. It's not happening. So I don't think it's going to roll out the way people are thinking. And so you're taking the risk of, if it even happens, legalize weed, let alone the company you pick or the ETF is going to benefit from it. Every weed investment I've ever seen is just a pile of trash. Like, to hold it. I mean, if you want to trade it, but it's like to hold one of these things, like I don't know. Seems like such a shit show. But like his portfolio, it's such a it's just random. It's like got tech companies, and then you got a drug maker, and you got Apple. Like, what is like Apple? Why is Apple in here? It just doesn't seem to fit. A home builder, for God's sakes. And then he's got lots of gambling companies. And he does have Tran though, so maybe he's on the right path with that for climate change. I'll give him that one. I don't know. Yeah, what does Oracle have to do with his thesis? Like, it's just weird. Like, I'm just not seeing where this fits in at all. And then I don't know if people see his expense ratio, 1.33%. So they took a cut, but that is the fee. They have a discount for now, but they can waive their discount. I think it's after the first year, which I think we're at. I mean, this freaking insanity to buy this. And I should dig up some of his old videos when he talked about this, because his idea was to give, I guess they wanted to bring in more clients, I think, at GK during COVID. So, like, but they probably were getting clients that didn't have a lot of assets. So they didn't really have a full actively managed financial, package to give someone with not enough assets. So they probably like, well, we don't want to turn these people away. So why don't we create a prepackaged ETF that we can sell them as part of their portfolio? So they're not an actively managed portfolio because they don't have all the capital requirements for that to take on. So he did this, but then I think he let his swagger that he wanted to be the next, like, he wanted to be the next Kathy Wood, started to come into it, and his ego got involved, and then he started getting on the Meet Kevin shows, and like, he's basically just, his ego got the head of him on this thing. So there was one funny. So he made fun of. I wonder if I can find it. So he made fun of Dave Portnoy, because Dave Portnoy put a story about how he lost. He basically he bought $1 million of Bitcoin, and then he accidentally sold it before it ran from 32,000 up to whatever present. So where can I find it? Okay, hold on a second. So he just put like a laughing face reply, and it was hilarious because people are like, wait a minute, you're going to make fun of Dave Portnoy for losing some money on Bitcoin, and your ETF's down like 25% lifetime during one of the greatest growth runs we've had of some time. So this thing has just been trashed for a long time. Oh, I can't find it. Dang. But it's just kind of funny. So here's GK. Just, I mean, even freaking this fall, like, that's all you got. This little run here. That was I mean, pathetic. I guarantee ARK friggin' killed this, right? So what did he get? 17%. What did ARK do? Well, let's see. Oh, maybe not. Oh, ARK got 40%. So it's like, if you want to have a speculative, crazy ETF on unprofitable trash for, like, certain times in the market, I mean, he's not the one. It ain't you, buddy. Oh no. Let's see. Why not buy active iShare ETF? I already said that. Oh, listen to bank. Goldman Sachs had a really good earnings report, in my opinion, by the way, Dan. I know. I should have done it. When it got under 300, I was gonna, I did miss out. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe at some point I'll get into it. This analysis of peaks doesn't apply to Bitcoin because it'll go forever. Oh my god. Andrew Marshall, yep. So you said I would think it would more never reach peak. I should find the study. I'll have to look at the compound episode that they talked about it, because they usually put a chart and I can see what the chart came from. Um, Dan, how many years of 15% stock? Hey, I'm assuming you're thinking CAGR. Would it take for PayPal to get back to its previous highs? Oh my god. Can you imagine? I mean, holy crap. It probably wouldn't, not even in your lifetime. It's just like, oh, it's death. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was one. Yeah, that one they called it off though. So um, I might get one company here soon. Oh my god, the comments. Okay, I can't keep running out here. Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll do the Ross Gerber. I want to pull some clips from his old videos, but he's got so much, it's hard to find specific comments. But He owned Ford for, I think he owned Ford for a little bit too. Maybe he didn't. He did, he owned some trash, man. He co-sponsored Beachbody. So he brought the Beachbody SPAC people on to Meet Kevin's podcast. And that was I got to say that was a weird one that he did that. So he brought the sponsors that brought Beachbody public, and then they went on Meet Kevin. You can still find the transcripts on the SEC's filings for that company. So even though he deleted the video, the filing is still there, of the conversation. So I mean, you can see this is one of the most dog shit SPACs that came out during COVID. And it's funny because my wife uses, she's a Beachbody coach, and honestly, their products are great. Like, we have the bike, we have the Beachbody membership, but I mean, as an investment, I mean, like, they lose money every freaking quarter. So I don't even know why this exists, honestly, as a public company. So here it is. This is Ross Gerber was part of this too. I'm sure he doesn't want to talk about this, but why were you introducing these sponsors of this business? Like, you take on some liability to me. You decided to be part of this. You were vouching for this being a good company, and it's 98% down now. So anyways, so I don't know if I'm going to do, I don't know if we're going to do this at some point, man. Where, no, that's not it. No. So I don't even know where to begin with this. I don't know. It might be an episode at some point. So if you're in capital mindset, you've been watching us talk about this, and you might not know what the hell we're talking about. So basically, we caught on to a crypto pump, like, geez, maybe a month ago. I don't remember if I found the channel we make fun of, or because I think someone sent the channel we were making fun of, sent it to me because I did yield max bashing videos, and this guy had yield max funds, and then it became a whole thing to watch this, and we literally watched like this crypto pump happen, and then we got into his Discord and had some fun. But there's people in this certain YouTubers group that have just been destroyed. They've been destroyed, and we're seeing it happen in live, and it's sad because this thing, whoever the guy that supposedly he was making videos like back here, we found videos back. So he was buying it, let's say at $4 or $5, and then shoots up. And now what does retail do? We know what retail does. They get excited. Green, we buy green things and we sell red things. So people started buying, and there were people in that group that were buying this thing over $17. And there's people that have been crushed by this in this pump. It's a crypto pump. There's a few people that make a lot of money. There's a few people that make maybe a little money, and most people just get wrecked. And that's how these things always work. And the thing, you only hear the success stories, right? Because what happens to the people that lost their shirts on this? They just go away. You never hear from them again. You only hear the people that made a lot of money doing these things. But here it is. There's a crypto. Here's a pump. There it is. Now, is anything illegal? I doubt it. It's just people buy green things. It started going up crazy. People just got excited and bought it, and they just keep thinking the line's going to keep going up, and that maybe some of them didn't even think to look and to be like, Litecoin Grayscale. So I can look this up. I did this with Andrew. Okay, $9. Okay, what's the NAV of this? Okay, so what's the value per share of the assets that this thing owns? Litecoin, right here, $6. So most of these things do not trade at a premium or a very small premium, and so right now it's $9, and the holdings per share are $6. So do the math there. That's more of what's coming. It's just a matter of time. So it's just, maybe people have to learn. There's no easy lunches. If you're trying to do a 20x in the market, okay, high risk. There's also a chance you're probably going to lose 70% of your money doing this pursuit of 20xing. I'm not going to call out the specific channel because there's nothing. I don't know. I don't have any proof. Plus, who knows? dude probably could sue people. But it is what it is with investors. This is what retail does. I mean, you've got to avoid this stuff. And it's hard. I'm sure it's really hard for people because you want to get on that train. And you believe you're on the gravy train. And then the other one I've been talking about this. So the Tesla people have all abandoned Tesla for yield max. This is the future of every yield max fund. This one's been out longer than the others. So here it is. That's what all of them are going to do this, trending downwards. All of them. So what did all of these people do? They've all bailed now because they're like, some of them have realized that it's capital destruction. So what do? They're like, oh, I'm going to go to Coney. Yeah. So I'm going to go to Coney. I don't know anything about investing. I don't know what yield max does. All I do is look online. And I see people excited. So then they see this run because Coinbase has gone on a crazy tear this fall. They got trapped in convincing themselves that this was the train. This one was going to go freaking green. This was my path to retirement, even though it's probably just a pause in working. And then here we go, 30% hosed. So now a lot of them probably bought on this run here, and now they've got now you're obliterated. It's the same shit. But what can you do? Can you save? Maybe there's some lurkers that you can save, but the people that talk aren't going to tell you that they switch. They'll dig their heels in. That's what you hear. The comments of the people that dug their heels in, and then there's the people that sell and vanish, and you never hear from them again. But this is the stuff that devastates people. I mean, this right here, this type of stuff. Somebody's 22. They have 20 grand that they barely scratch together. Some of it's personal loans. They thought, oh, if I 20x my 20 grand, I'll have like a lot of money and I can retire, which isn't true at all. And then next thing you know, you've lost like 50% of it. Maybe, I don't know. Or you Wall Street bet it and you're down 99.9%. So who has the balls to debate me? Oh, this is what people were saying that you were getting feisty, Gil. 401ks and IRAs are a scam. Wow. That's an interesting take. Fake alias is scared of me. I don't think he's here. It's an interesting take. I mean, I can't say like I use a 401k because I have it. I mean, if I didn't have it, then I guess if I was self-employed, I'd do like a SEP thing. Gil on the stream. Why? What? I don't want to debate about. I'm not debating. Be him and fake alias. Yeah, dude, that's nuts. 1 point, and I want to hose Gary Black, man. That dude's a fucking clown. Like he just like these people that are just the unending devotion to Elon Musk and Tesla. I'm like disgusted by it. Why are you so devoted to one man? Like this dude's like he sold his soul to fucking Tesla and Elon. Like he has a background in investing. So maybe he was a failing hedge fund guy or Goldman Sachs guy. I don't something like that. And then he just decided to ride the gravy train with Tesla. But it's just this unending devotion to anything, everything's positive, right? Like everything's positive. You can't, there's no recognition of anything other than positivity. Like this guy's probably the biggest. I mean, he makes so much money just running this page with all the followers he has. But he posted something about Tesla saying that the concerns about Optimus didn't phase the stock yesterday. Literally wrote that, even though it was like the market wasn't open yesterday. So of course the stock wasn't phased by the news about the Tesla bot. But oh, wish I could find it. It was hilarious. It was yesterday. Man, he posts a lot of shit too. How much reposting? I'm not a fan. I don't know. So then like the t-shirt flipping or the Tesla t-shirt thing, it was hilarious. It's pretty damn obvious that someone was just running it in the background. Like where was it? The t-shirts? Like, you can look here, like, there's programmers in the background. There's some guy right here running a program, and it's like conveniently Elon. So Elon posts this, but then he does a separate post for the disclaimer that the robots can't actually do this autonomously. But he posts that separately, which was hilarious because, yeah. So notice what he did. This is what Elon did. So look how many shares or views the post about the robot got. 67 million views. Now look about he did a separate comment under it to do the disclaimer that it can't actually do this. Only gets 2.3 million views. Like, this is not unintentional by him. And look, 45,000 reposts. His comment that can't actually do this only got like 1,500 reposts. Like, he knows what he's doing. Like, he intentionally is being deceptive about this. Like, he knows how to work his own, it's his own, software. He knows how to run it. But like, wow, amazing. It folds a t-shirt in what, 1/10 the time a human can do it. I didn't realize that we needed to save humanity from folding t-shirts. So, the car company that has robots. What a waste of money. Gil, we all know you are Fabio's alt account. Oh, let's see. I want to prepare for my opponent. Whoever wants to debate me. Okay. You're going to debate that 401ks are trash, I guess. Gil, I have a Discord server. You can debate people in. All right. Ross getting blasted on Twitter is free comedy. Yeah, he tried to get on the board, which I knew wasn't gonna happen. And then he said he was gonna ditch Tesla for Rivian, and then he went back to Tesla and groveling. Like, I don't think anybody's really a fan of Ross at this point. But I want to find where he used to I hope he didn't delete them. He used to have videos where he would talk so much shit about Kathy Wood and ARK before his ETF got released, because he was like bragging about how he's so much better at that than she is. Um, and then here we are, over a year performance. No, no, you're not. So whoever debates me will be a sacrificial lamb. God, Fabio going crazy. Holy crap. Wait, I've seen Gil. Can't be Fabio. I've seen Gil before on Echoes. Oh my God. How much are you guys commenting here? Oh my goodness. Scam, where can I buy Gil's course? Bacon. Bacon growing the hype for future YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. Wow. You guys are going crazy. Thoughts on bug. Ooh, let's look. Mhm. All right, right off the bat, I don't like Global X. What else? Index methodology. All right, let's look. Selection pool. Minimum cap 200 million. Listing in, is the right one? In developed emerging markets, daily turnover 2 million free floating. Constituents retain it if okay. Indexes are weighted according to security level market cap, which follows constraints applied to each semi-annual rebalance. Each component is subject to 6% maximum weight. Really? 6%? It's kind of random. Aggregate weight will above 5% can exceed 40% of the index's weight. Remaining companies are capped at 4.5. Okay. So what? I want to see what its holdings are different than what I have. All right. What do we got? How many? Is that it? Okay. This is interesting. Scalar. Why is it got BlackBerry? Freaking weird. That's interesting. Let's see. What are the fees? 0.5. Okay, it's not terrible. Holdings. So, I mean, I picked the one I invested in because I wanted to have. I went full blown active management because if if you wanted to invest in market, the other alternative would be like a market cap weighting type investment in this space. I went straight for an actively managed fund that has professional consultants in the space. Um, through this, it was like a thought think tank called Team Eight. So I like that. I also like a lot of some of these cybersecurity ETFs. There's only like 5 or 6 of them. Had like other companies that were not pure cybersecurity plays. So, like, if they had like 35 or 40 holdings, okay, they're bringing in stuff that's not pure cybersecurity to make it more of a full basket, which I didn't really want. I wanted a pure play cybersecurity holding. Um, I think it's kind of random. Why do they cap the weightings to 6% per holding? I just, that's kind of like, I don't understand that because you're already, it's such a small basket. I, don't- I'm not a big fan of Global X in general. Like, I don't like a lot of their funds just don't seem to perform very well, but seems to have some decent like the holdings you'd expect at the top are there. But there's only like a few of these to pick from, so I'd have to look more into it. I mean, I know it's done well, so they should all do well though. I mean, they all have like it's only like so many companies in this space. It's only like 25 or 26. Interesting. Yeah. The reason sometimes like these to be a pure market cap weighted in such a very specific sector or investment ETF is that it gets out of hand. Like I found like a military ETF once, and it was like 50% of the holdings was just like Raytheon and Boeing because they market cap weighted it straight up. Um, that just seems like out of hand, but not the worst. Playing with a handicap, set yourself. You think people will start adding crypto ETFs to 1 to 3% of their portfolio? Yeah, probably. Um, I don't. I'm not totally against it, but like it's just like I don't know where it fits yet because it's not gold. The whole internet gold, it doesn't like the reasons you buy gold, like crypto doesn't do that for you. It doesn't act. Uh, it kind of moves together with stocks. Like gold can perform, like I showed, I think last episode when we had the currency crisis, gold performed as it was supposed to during that type of environment. Crypto got crushed along with stocks. So if it moves in the same as stocks, then to me, I'm like, well, so what does it do different than equities for me? I might as well just keep buying equities that aren't as volatile, that I understand better. So I don't know. I view it as like a collectible. I still Bitcoin is a collectible to me. I don't view it as anything else. I have collectible type investments. I don't really care to, but I could buy Bitcoin if I wanted. I've had it. Oh, it's Stone Cold's channel. Oh, they're getting into it. But like I think it'll bring more people in though, because there's a lot of people that like older people. I don't see them going to go buy Bitcoin and hold it. Although it's not that hard. If you don't care about holding your keys, you could just go to like PayPal and buy Bitcoin if you really wanted. You don't unless you're really stringent about the my keys, my you know wallet. But I would just buy it. Like I know a few people that just buy a certain amount of Bitcoin every year. They're older people. So they just buy a few $1,000s of Bitcoin and they just sit on it and they don't even look at it. I mean, that's what I would do if I really cared to. Um, take a shot at it. That's what I would do. But I currently don't. Is Boeing looking cheap since the bad news? Haven't done any research. Man, I wouldn't touch that company with a 10-foot pole. But I don't think it's that cheap yet. they're bringing in a consultant on to like work with them on product safety and quality, which I find hilarious. If only the government could take on the fucking like that's what the government should be there for. But no, they're gonna have an independent party inspect their planes. Man, I don't. I think it could keep going. Honestly, I think the dip could keep dipping. But what a trash company. What a shame. Government woke me. Dan skipped me. I don't know what you asked, Fuhat. What if I told you 10 million is not enough? 30 people watching. I don't really have any other topics. I guess if anybody has a question, something specific, I don't know. 30 people. Look at you all. Bitcoin is a novelty, but it's not as decentralized as a euro dollar. So what's the point? That's what I would tell people. I'm like, it doesn't. So it's not internet gold. It operates. It's a more highly volatile asset than equities. Doesn't pay a dividend. Doesn't have future cash flows, so you can't evaluate it. Um, I don't see what it does for you, other than it has a chance of going up more than stocks, I suppose. But then again, you have like certain risk. If you buy the crypto, you can get hacked and can be just gone. If you've got like 500 grand a year salary and you're just throwing money at different types of investments and you got, you're rock and rolling with your 401k, you've got a dividend ETF to try and cover expenses and you just like, fine, I'm going to throw 10K at, I would just say buy Bitcoin. Honestly, I don't understand the ETF thing. I don't think it matters. Dan is famous. On God, famous. I don't think so. I'm against it, even though I know a crypto million personally, ambassador of a company. That's what we talked about with Litecoin. It's like there will be people in crypto cycles that make a lot of money, but then there's going to be a huge amount of people that get wrecked or barely get any money out of it. And then you never hear from those people because they run away and they go hide and they're not going to, create a YouTube channel to brag about losing 80% of their money in crypto. But you live by the sword, you die by the sword. That's what you're doing. You're going to buy crypto and think you're going to be a millionaire. I mean, you could just buy something like this. I mean, you could just buy something like McDonald's. I mean, boomer stock, whatever you want to call it. I mean, how do you like them apples? But you could buy that shit. I don't know. The whole point of the market is time in the market. It's just, but people think like because it's new, it's like an evolution of investing. It's weird. Like the story hasn't been written on what crypto is yet. And the blockchain, like people keep telling us that the blockchain is useful and it's going to be the future of this and that. There's no practical application yet for these contracts and blockchain. It's all like it's out there, right? There's no real practical like application of this stuff. So, and do you need the crypto to operate blockchain? So what if like Jamie Dimon has said in before that he's interested in the blockchain technology, but he thinks the crypto is a bunch of trash. So how do you know, like maybe you're right, blockchain is a great technology, but then the crypto doesn't follow along with it. Maybe the investment is the banks. The banks modernize their technology with blockchain. So maybe the banks are the ones that benefit, not the crypto tokens. So, I mean, you don't really know. When dude told me he's buying companies that make salt water into fresh water or something like that. I've looked at that. It's very expensive. I tried to find a good water investment for a little while. And I didn't find anything. I wasn't buying like a municipal water company or anything. Wait, can you talk about the presidential election? Oh my God, you're killing me. Presidential election. I vote every year. I vote every year. So does my wife. So I don't know. I vote, but I'm not political really. So all I just it just sucks that this is our choices. Trump, Biden, like this sucks. I don't know. What the hell are you supposed to pick? you know? Just both options suck. And I don't sit out. I don't believe in that. You know, friggin' I went to war to vote, so you should vote too. And don't say your vote doesn't matter. But like there's lots of local elections that actually matter more for you than the presidential election doesn't matter too much, but like your county officials, you're the executive of your town, like these are the people that really matter. Like, and those are on the ballot. And then there's like amendments to your state constitution, friggin' that you can vote on. So just sucks. I wish we had better options. Maybe next time. Kevin told himself. Now he's effing convinced. Oh, okay. Let's see before we continue. When did I do my Kevin shorting Costco? Okay. Was it a live stream? Thought I just did a video of it. Oh, here it is. Okay, what date? So he did it that day or the day before. Okay. December 20th. Let's see how old Kevin's short of Costco is going. Okay, December 20th. Oh, love it. Gotta love it. Why? Why are you shorting this? Freaking clown show. I got this nasty comment. I couldn't post it because he swore. I don't know why you can't get a comment posted if you tell me to like fuck off or something. But he was like, "Your analysis of Costco was a clown show. You're no better than Meet Kevin." It's like, well, I wasn't trying to give you a full blown analysis of Costco. I was just trying to point out that Kevin didn't have a reason to short it any more than I had a reason to buy it or short it. And actually, you could argue that their best days are ahead of them, and their freaking Chinese stores and their Korean stores are killing it. So I don't know why you would short this. He did it on valuation though, because he's the best investor on the internet. You know, because he lost half his money, but you all believe that he's a good investor because he sells courses. Tell me who to vote for. No. Oh my goodness. Trump won Iowa. Yep, he sure did. Oh my God. All of you are here today. We don't need the government to come in and provide safety. Libertarians and other people want to get sucked out of the flying free market. My God. There is like, it just sucks. Like, Boeing was such a great American company, and it's just like, it just sucks that they fucking can't make an airplane. That's all they have to do. Like, sometimes like the whole pursuit of profits, I guess, is not a great thing, maybe. But I don't know how you fix this company other than having government regulators in these buildings signing off on these planes being built. Because that's not how this works. These planes, like there's no government it's not like inspectors that go into food plants and inspect the quality. That's not how the airline industry works, as far as I know. So the only answer I can think of is increased scrutiny by the government of their manufacturing, which is going to raise their costs, and then they're going to get lobbyists involved to fight it. Why do you think Boeing's headquarters is going to be moved to Washington D.C. now from Chicago? Like, I don't think there's a coincidence why that's happening. So Boeing is realizing they don't need to make better planes. They just need to make sure they have their headquarters in DC and have the right people on their side. So, and this sucks for all of us. I mean, I wish there was a better solution for Boeing. Um, what was it? Boeing merged with, was it McDonald's Douglas? Yeah. A lot of people online think this was the beginning of like problems for Boeing. I don't know, because they merged. I guess McDonnell Douglas was not a well-regarded manufacturer, so a lot of people online have had the theory that this was kind of like to the detriment of Boeing, was this merger with McDonnell Douglas. I don't know, but I'm going to retire at 2025 off Litecoin. Oh man, that I don't even want to make fun of them in the I'm just watching at this point. I don't even want to like comment anymore. Like some of those people in that group got really they're 50-60% down, gotten wrecked. But 50% McDonald's. Blockchain technology has been around since the 90s. Yeah. Yeah, but do they saying they have it is irrelevant, right? What are they doing with it? Does it make a difference? Blockchain is just triple entry accounting. Prove me wrong. Yeah, there you go. Sounds like more jobs for accountants. I do think blockchain has some potential out in the ether, like being able to execute fund transfer, something need for attorneys. Yeah. The only thing I saw Bitcoin that made was like, or crypto in general, was like these third world countries that have really terrible inflation. Um, I thought it could be a good way for them to store, kind of as a currency and also a way to exchange because they don't have a banking system. It would allow them to exchange funds between different countries. It's the only real use case I could see for it. Um, but like to make it a national currency, like was it El Salvador? It's like that. It's interesting to see what's going on with it. It hasn't failed, so no day. The play for Jamie Dimon is just make an ETF to follow a spot price of different bitcoins and extract a fee from people who think the two done buying it. Yeah, I'm like, if you're gonna buy crypto, just buy it. I don't understand the ETF thing. I guess I mean the ETFs can exist for people that don't want to buy it, which is so easy to buy. I don't understand. Maybe you're in a state that doesn't allow you to buy your own crypto. I mean, I'm allowed. I only have like, well, maybe because I only have like four options to buy crypto. I think in New York, it's Gemini, Coinbase. I have to check my phone. There's really not that many options. PayPal to buy it. So freaking Trump and Biden, I agree. It's so annoying. People who complain and keep on want Trump Biden to vote primaries. I know. I I would love to vote. I mean, by the time I have to vote in the primaries, it'll probably already be decided. I would vote for somebody that's not Trump in the primary, but I think we're one of the last states, so it's going to be decided before I get to it. So, but primary voting, yeah. I don't know. It just what a pain. I'm a card carrying communist. Do you still want me to vote? I think everyone should vote every year. Every person should vote. And giving excuse, I don't buy any of the excuses people say that your vote doesn't matter or nobody cares or I'm not informed enough. All that. I give you no excuses for not voting. I voted in Afghanistan by absentee. What a pain in the ass that was. It took me like an hour to fill the ballot out to freaking vote over. Oh, I hated that whole process. Biden cabinet is more or less his education head is killing it. Not gonna lie. I don't know what that means. You guys are crazy with the comments today. Oh my god. So it's crazy. Other topics, I guess. This was interesting. Kind of came out of Davos. I saw some of the interviews while I was working that they're talking like, well, maybe we should pause. Maybe we don't want to cut too fast. Blah blah blah. The interest rates. Maybe that's why the market was down today. But I had said like, I don't see why they have to cut rates. Like, there's nothing saying that like CPI is looking good. Unemployment's not going, getting worse. I don't see what metrics would force them to lower rates right now. I could see them just holding the line where it is right now, honestly, for maybe the whole year. So people are going to be just guessing which way they go. That's why I said at the end of the year, I was really curious to see what will happen when the first rate drop happens, and who knows when. And I'm not going to say who knows when. The weather deficit going to triple under Trump. So hyped. Back to free money. Yeah, if Trump comes back, you need to find the military contractors that will man the border, southern border with like motion detectors and freaking all that shit, just like Robert did. Let's see. It all went down when Boeing employees merged with McDonnell Douglas and had a Big Macs every day and spent the whole day in the bathroom. Oof, that didn't work out. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't like to shame people normally when I post. I didn't have time to clip it. When I do post Reddit comments, I usually block people's names out. But this guy pissed me off. So he's taking his mother's money. So he's asking dividend Reddit, like he's got 100 grand from his mom. It's all her money. He wants to give her some sort of dividend income. So his idea was to buy 1,500 shares of this. Okay, I gotta zoom in. Is that better? So this is a mortgage REIT. Like, no retail investors, you have no business buying mortgage REITs. Like, I don't fucking get why you would buy a mortgage REIT. I'll just say it. I don't understand it. There's so many better options for if you really need income than this. And I've looked at this too. And then this is like some sort of freaking, if I remember correctly, EFC. Ellington Financial. Yeah, okay. Only looking at it because it pays a 14% yield. Oh, let's okay. Yay, it's down. And then of course, AT&T. Again, we're doing this as people that buy dividend stocks. AT&T. Friggin' AT&T and Verizon. Like blow my brains out on these things. Procter and Gamble, the smartest thing he friggin' put in here. That's the only one I was like, okay, there you go. That's a great choice. Horizon. Okay. So this is an externally managed. I don't know if anyone is aware. I've looked at this company before. This is another company. Do you really have any business buying this as a retail investor? Do they even have a website anymore? They might have shut their website down. Oh, no, maybe it works still. So this is an externally managed fund that like makes investments in life science businesses. So they loan them money. Um, so I don't think it's a business development corp per se. So it's something separate from that, but they make investments and then they get equity share of these startups and they stuff like that. These companies can't get loans because they're like smaller and so forth. But again, you probably have no business buying something like this. Like, how would you even know if this is a good or bad investment? Um, yeah, so they make investments in these small companies that have limited access to capital. Um, look, I'm like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And then LTC. So I've looked at this. This is a REIT that provides senior citizen housing primarily, if I remember correctly. They've been through a really rough patch. Management's been terrible. So another so this is like all a bunch of dividend garbage. I don't even want to call these dividend traps because they're not. I wouldn't call them that, but it's just a bunch of hot garbage that most of you have no business buying any of these. They really don't fucking like lunacy to buy these things. All they do is just go down. Most of them in value and he got hammered in the comments because people when you find out you click on his profile he blew up his account 3 times on Wall Street bets so everyone's just letting this guy have it like you have no business running your mom's money here you're going to lose half of it you know you want 15% yield okay you're going to lose half your money in like 5-10 years it's just going to be capital destruction so like I don't know why this is so hard like if the stock market returns 7 to 9%, or even say 10, say the S&P returns 10% per year. Um, okay, these pay 14%. So are you really saying that you're going to get a 14% yield on this investment? So you're going to get a market beating return on this investment. These mortgage REITs, this weird financial banks, AT&T, this freaking BDC for life science. You think these are market beating companies? Like, no. So what comes at the expense of that freaking payment is just freaking capital destruction of your investment. And it kills my brain for people doing this. It just kills my brain. Um, and then they're going to sell it when it goes red because everyone sells when they go red. So I don't know. You're paying taxes. You don't know what you bought. It just turns into a whole just mess. Um, you could buy an ETF that's a high dividend ETF. I mean, too easy. It buys high dividend yielding companies. It rebalances automatically, low fee. I don't know why these people are making this so hard, but yeah. Oh, this wasn't the one I was. Oh, okay. Um, so Disney is going to partner. This is the last thing. Disney's going to partner with the NFL, which I kind of thought this was the way they were going to go with ESPN, and this is why I didn't want them to sell ESPN. If they sold ESPN, I think I would bail on my Disney investment. I don't want them to sell ESPN. It's too valuable of a asset to just throw away. Like the people that said it doesn't make sense, doesn't fit in the Disney. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's a valuable like asset in the Disney portfolio. I'm not going to say it's a moat, but I don't know why you wouldn't try and fix it. And they've already tried to. They've cut costs, so it's more profitable, even though it's not growing. But it is a more profitable division now. The last quarter. Um, so this is an interesting instead of selling it or some other shenanigans, having the NFL have a stake in Disney's ESPN business is an interesting, way to approach it. The NFL is the most valuable asset of ESPN. So giving the NFL an ownership stake would incentivize them to increase their ESPN ABC coverage of the NFL, which is a rating juggernaut. So this would be good for Disney. Maybe they could pull away some more NFL assets that like Amazon's got Thursday night, and then Comcast has been pulling more, NFL games recently, and they had the Peacock exclusive. So I think this is a good sign. I don't think it's like amazing, but I think this is better than them selling. Like, I'm like, if they sold ESPN, I'm out. I think I'd probably be out on that point. So I'm still confused with cost basis, expense ratio, the difference between why we're not checking everything money a lot lately. Cost base. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know what they were saying. Cost basis would just be what the value of, when you bought into the stock. Expense ratio is the percentage that the ETF is going to charge you an annual fee. Oh, sorry for Trump. Dan West, show us your money machine, Coney. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's fucking. Yeah. No, they all sold all their Coney, didn't they? They all sold it. What do I tell my friend who just bought thousands of dollars worth of Riot and doesn't know what share dilution is? What is Riot? Riot platform. What is Riot? Is this like a crypto thing? Oh, blockchain. Okay, wait. Oh, Bitcoin mining company, North America, Bitcoin mining data center engineering segment. Okay. Whoa, look at that pump. Ooh, holy smokes. All right, let me look at the share dilution. Let's see it. Oh, oh, bro, Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? Wow. Wait, what's the equity? How much equity is there? Oh, interesting. Okay. So what do they got? Debt? What kind of goodwill? Property plant. Okay, I guarantee. Yeah, I'm like that has to be huge. All the freaking miner equipment they have. Ooh, man, that is that's a lot. That is a lot of property plant equipment for something like that. They got cash. Okay. Long-term debt. Well, yeah, they don't need long-term debt. They're just diluting you to hell. Oh my god. Cash flow. They even no, of course not. Heaven forbid we make money. Oh, I mean, yeah. Oh my god. Oh, I don't oh god. I don't know what to tell your friend. Can you shake them violently? Can you take their take their wallet? Oh, I mean, it's tough to say. Like, how do you describe share dilution to someone that doesn't understand? But you can phrase. Can you look at like per share valuation metrics to show them? Try to think. There's net. No, not that. Like a per share valuation of like their income, like to show like you're getting a smaller piece of the pie, right? So if they're diluting you, they need to grow your piece of the pie, ideally. Like Paul always bashes AMD, but it's like, okay, AMD is diluting you, but they are freaking growing like crazy with what they're doing. Like the was it the Chinese company they bought? That was a great purchase. And they did it, with dilution. But it's hard to, I guess, if someone's not really understanding. mm, I mean, maybe you could free cash flow per share, make them understand like the actual that the cash that you get per share as a representation of the business goes down. Let's see what riots is. It's always tough to talk to people that are like, if you don't understand share dilution, you shouldn't be buying individual stocks in the first place. Like, I guess you could show like free cash flow per share. It's getting worse. You can see it's getting more negative. Mm, 'cause let's see. I get away. I sent her the chart, share outstanding. She said, I'm breaking her heart. I mean, if she keeps it to, but the thing is, like you say, keep it to 5%. But it's like, okay, if they have 10 grand, that's only $500. Nobody's gonna speculate that. No, they're gonna dump in more. Then it becomes 20, 30, 40% before they know it. They keep buying the dip. She'll hold all through the pain. It'll go green, they'll be excited, and then it'll start going red, and then they'll panic sell. Yeah. Oh boy, getting political. Our next president's gonna be in prison when he serves. That'd be fun. Yeah. No, like, I really don't understand why you would buy mortgage REITs. I I don't understand what they do. Like, you look at 15% yield, it's like, okay, but they're going down. Like, it's going down always. It I don't know how they missed that part. The d This is where, like, yield on cost is probably a best example to people to understand, like, because 'cause they're gonna look at the yield and you're like, "Wait, you told me it went down, but it was 15% yield back then," and it's like, the yield went up, so your explanation doesn't make any sense. But, I mean, you can show them, like, yield on cost, it's like, it should go up in the past, and then you can look at, like, AG or the mortgage REITs, and it's probably down, which means your dividends are deteriorating. They're not improving. It's going the wrong way. So, your yield on cost got worse, not better. Ugh, mortgage REITs. I don't know why you would. That's funny. Photo long com experience. Look at the yield, infinite money hack. Ugh, I mean, something that like, yeah, it hasn't been going up that crazy that 5 years, but it's going up. Or what's a good one? What's one that's been climbing really fast? No. Hmm. I can't think of one. Oh, Granger's a good one. Or did I already look at that once? I mean, it's low yield though. All right. Anybody have any? I mean, I could look at it. If they're if they're already like fully on board with like their manufacturing, like 100% operation, all these if they get an influx of orders because of Boeing being, incompetent asses, it's just gonna increase their backlog. Will that really increase like revenue? Because if they are already going full tilt, I mean, if they're bringing on more production facilities, maybe. Plus, they're a French business, kind of sucks, but I mean, it's already kind of gone on a tear, so there might be something there though. But you're talking about like changing the entire. There's some airlines that are like so dependent on Boeing. I don't. It would be such a huge task for them to switch to like Airbus because they have their whole part systems and or they have their whole parts and their mechanics operate Boeing's and their warranties and service agreements. And would they really switch? I mean, planes haven't fallen out of the sky, thank God, yet. Yeah. Horizon guarantee, you just picked it because it's a monthly payer. Yeah. Like, I looked at that Horizon once. I'm like, how could you possibly understand what you're buying with that type of an investment? Like, why? Why would you buy that? LTC. Thoughts on Bitcoin Cash? It has the word Bitcoin and cash in it. That's the next one they want to pump. The grayscale Bitcoin Cash, because they said because there's Bitcoin in the name that people are going to buy it just because it's Bitcoin and not care to understand. And it's going to go, what was it? BSH, I think. Okay, they already missed the pump on that one. Although this one didn't do much, did it? Oh, 140%. Again, I looked at this one. The assets per share, it's like $2. So it's overvalued already. I don't see what kind of. I mean, it can go down pretty. You could almost get cut in half at this point. Oh, no experience in investing. I know not to put family money into these things. I mean, I know. Or you could, but that guy is not nearly as bad as Paul shorting Nvidia. Yeah, let's look at that. Lovely Paul. Oh my God. Look at that. So, like I predicted based on his videos, Paul got in the short. I think he started thinking about it December 22, and then he confirmed he did it by April 23. So you get somewhere in there, he did it. My presumption was that he did it like right here, because you can see right here there was that brief dip of Nvidia and then it ripped. I think he did it somewhere right there because logically I could see why he would do it right there. And then he bought June 25, and then I think he rolled it to December 25 is what Jesse and me were talking about, because the December 25s came on board. I think they became an option you could buy in like April, I think Jesse said. But he's down, I think, just 5.5, 6 million, I think, at this point, because it's like 500,000 more last week's action. I think he's 500,000 more in the red this week so far. So Paul's just getting obliterated. And I'll tell you, if I was making 2024 predictions, I if I was, I am not going to, but if I was going to make like 5 predictions for this year, honestly, I might say Nvidia is going to be $1,000 at some point this year. I mean, I don't see how it can't. There's just, as long as they keep killing their numbers, like it's not an overpriced stock if they keep killing earnings like they have done in the past. As long as they keep hitting their numbers, I mean, who knows? He's going to get obliterated. I can't even imagine if Nvidia is $1,000 a share this year. He's got to be over $10 million in the red. Like, but he won't. He won't. He said he's going down with the ship. He did not say so. He didn't say he was going to sell or nothing. I think he's going to ride it out to the end. So it's going to risk his whole family fortune. But I think he's on the hook for losses now. Maybe instead of LTC properties, he meant by 50 Litecoins. I've looked at every REIT you can think of, especially the monthly players. I went through a whole REIT phase during COVID, partially because I was just bored. Um, I didn't own all. I owned like Stag. So I owned Stag. I owned a bunch of warehouse REITs. which I did okay with the warehouse REITs, but the whole narrative about the warehouse growth kind of went away because Amazon kind of admitted that they overbuilt their warehouses. So it kind of got me to bail on most of my warehouse investments, which I did okay on, but I was in there somewhere in this area, somewhere like there. These are great companies. It's just like there's not this infinite need for more warehouses in America. And the real magic sauce is when they build these warehouses and you get appreciation of the property because of the area. That's when they really perform because then you're getting, otherwise it's just a warehouse you put in some field somewhere. But if you can get like you build it and then the property value goes up, then they can tap into that increased freaking equity. That's when you can get stuff like this one, which has done really well for a long time. The one like in proper areas. I think it was another one that I think. Oh, I'm gonna butcher the ticker. TRNO. Yes, this one. So this one doesn't look so great. I mean, that's pretty good performance for a REIT, honestly. This one operates warehouses in specific coastal areas like San Francisco. I had this one for a while, so I was pretty happy with it. But I thought some of the warehouse thesis just kind of went away. I don't have any warehouse REITs really. Is it going to open? No. Yeah. Yeah, there's 6 major this one operates in very specific geographic locations. It's not like a national REIT. It's kinda different the way they constructed this one. I did like it. Um, mm, yeah, who knows? My god. I gotta make a Discord. Oh, for go Gil, what would you have even for channels? Like and then you need mods. You can't just let people go off the rails, Gil. It self-destructs real fast if you let people just say whatever they want all the time. Which Gil Echo streams are on? I you can't it's not online. Um I don't yeah, it's not online, the one he was on. Imagine not having a Discord. Biggest problem is viewer like ratio. Boop, 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 woo, woo, woo. Thank you, Andrew. All right. Unless there's any I don't have much else to talk about. Just keep buying your ETFs, I guess. If you don't have any good investment ideas, like coming up now, I'm looking forward to okay. I'm still semi interested in this. I covered this before. I'm not totally opposed. I bought like a 2 share watcher position. I'm still keeping an eye on it. So they have earnings, and I had said I want to see like 2 earnings before from when they split and created this company. I want to see real earnings, not just like those where before they merged, they like slapped together the financial statements just for the friggin' like initial listing, which I never trust that stuff. So, and you probably shouldn't either because this got up to like $100, I think, a share, and then it tanked down to like 70. So I think their earnings, yeah. So should be first week of February. So I'm really curious. I really want to see what this one's made of. So it's kind of an interesting investment idea being in the sporting arena. So I still don't like that Vince McMahon's the chairman of the board and he sold a crap load of shares already, but he's like the chairman of the board for life unless he decides not to. I don't even think they have a way to get rid of him. So I kind of you have to be in business with him. So I don't know, but it's interesting. Um, and then we'll see about this one. My cabinet play. I don't feel like I need to buy it. Um, unless they start guiding for they're projecting down year on year. So if we get a rate drop or they provide some more guidance on maybe increasing projected sales of their cabinets and stuff. Kind of we'll see. Other than that, I don't know. I'm kind of debating buying CrowdStrike actually, beyond just having a crypto. I don't know. This one, it's run so crazy, but when this gets listed in the S&P, it's gonna rip probably even more. Makes you think. But I already have exposure to this in a bunch of different ways, so hmm, I don't know. Other than that, just buy your ETFs. If you don't have any good idea, just don't worry about it. Just keep buying your ETFs, your core positions. Tell your friend that Riot is the future. Hodl. Oh, yeah. I wish I would have told me you're hanging this weekend. She texted me after you bought it. Oh no, she bought it now. Hey, you don't feel bad if it's not your fault. Lakers in Florida. Okay. Good night, Gil. Any other anything else to talk about? I think I've ran through everything I can think of. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and then Ross Gerber. Um, we'll do those. And then I don't know. Investing's tough right now. I mean, there's just not a lot of things that you want to buy or are interested in have just run up so much recently. So I guess some of it you just buy your ETFs and just get some companies that you're kind of interested in, maybe that you want to see some more data on, and just kind of put together a wish list at this point. Um, that's okay. So don't feel like you have to run a 40 stock portfolio and every investment has to freaking perform immediately 10% higher. Like, oh my goodness. When you're so mad shit, hey, I was not. Horizon is meh. Don't buy it. What else? You guys are crazy. Pipe guy that can't read the room. I do love though that like we've said the problem with this software. Strongman already did this, so I'm not doing. But when it was $90, Paul put in his fancy numbers that he just pulls bullshit numbers out of thin air when he does that for him, his calculation. And he said Google was like a $50 stock. But now it's run to 140 and now he's saying that it's in his buy range. And I was like, how do you come up with that different of a buy range for this company within a few months? It's just wild. Like he fundamentally doesn't understand what he's doing is the only thing I can think of. Because I don't have that big of swings in stocks if I'm going to evaluate them different periods unless something changed. I don't understand. Um, he'll never make money though. I think someone on Twitter was told me that they ran like a lot of investments Paul's done. I've done it too. He never performs. He never performs any climates, any situations. Paul never performs in the markets. So, right. What are your thoughts on Roundhill as a company that does a lot of ETFs? It's like an investment company. Roundhill is a SEC registered investment advisor focused on offering innovative. Ooh, look at all this innovation. Sports betting. Global. Okay. Oh, I've heard of this one. I remember they came on the compound. I heard of this one. Let me see. Expect growth 15. You're saying interesting. I remember them talking about this one. How many companies could you possibly have enough to fill a whole ETF basket though? Okay, what are the holdings? Oh, here we go. Oh, wait. That is a lot of businesses. Okay, what we got? Hermes. I don't even know what that is. Louis, okay. I already have this. I have a I have a Europe Eurasia ETF. So I already have plenty of exposure to this. Ferrari, okay. Mercedes Benz is Nike luxury. Nike's luxury. Tesla, Curing. This is just like really Carnival. Does anyone out there think Carnival is luxury at all? Are you kidding me? Ugh, gross. The paint. Wait, Williams. Okay, I mean Williams Sonoma is like slightly upscale. I would not call that. This is just like a bunch of just too many. I just why are there so many holdings? Like if you told me you were going to create a luxury ETF, I would expect 20 to 30 holdings in my head thinking about because there can't be luxury to me means a long like an established brand of like 100 200 years old with pricing power and a moat and all the things you think of like with a like a Hermes bag. This is just like a bunch of hodgepodge of shit put together. Oh, that's weird. That's why I picked the cybersecurity I picked. It only has like 25 holdings, which that's all I wanted. I wanted very specific cybersecurity. I didn't want anything else extra in it. Okay, what's there? I want to see the oh, get the hell out of here. This is the sports betting one. Oh, here it is. Okay. Again, this is like how many sports betting companies could there possibly be to fill this? Like, I wouldn't think there'd be that many holdings. So we have okay, FanDuel, DraftKings. Okay, I understand these. Churchill Downs. So now we're doing horse racing. I know that one. I think this is an casino. This is like okay. Now we're doing casinos. Leighton Wonder, sports lottery. I mean, this is a little more focused than that other one. These are really kind of intriguing, actually. Expense ratio. Oh man. I mean, you're going to have a higher expense ratio for something this tailored. So, okay, how is this one done actually? I'm kind of curious. Is it even public yet? Okay. Mm, not terrible. Hmm. I don't know. The only specific investment thesis ETF I have is just the cybersecurity one. I guess like I these are interesting ideas, sports betting and then luxury, but I don't think there's enough luxury brands to fill out an entire ETF on it. And this one definitely is like a lot that are like not what I would consider luxury. So if I had a thesis on luxury, this doesn't seem like it's it. It's too many, too many. It's 1 year later, Google's a completely different company now. It's not everything money. Really? Oh, he was on the comp he probably did the circuit. He was on the compound show. Um yeah, I think it was wait, no? No, I guess not. Dang, I thought he was on here. Mm, maybe it's not here. Yeah. Yeah, Nike is not luxury. Freaking crazy. like the whole point of luxury to me, like these historic companies that have been around for a long time, established, you know, legacies, and I don't know. He was shilling deep ETF. Interesting. Oh man, so we're almost at 45. Well, that's all I got for now. So everyone stay safe out there. Stay away from crypto pump and dumps. Like just keep DCing in your core and get ready. I don't know. I don't This is gonna be a tough year, like with the run up, finding stuff, opportunities, individual stocks, but you don't have to. So you can just keep investing in bigger stuff in your core. So thanks for watching. Let's do an outro because I can. We'll do this one. All right. Thanks for listening and watch for, like I said, Ross Gerber video or Rich Dad Poor Dad. I don't know which one I'll do first. Kind of prepping for both of them right now. So, all right. See you later. Bye.